what I find fascinating, and the people that I get into these conversations with find fascinating, is that history, as we know it, is actually his story, almost entirely. So if you really dive back to how that all took place, history technically began when men were allowed to write about what was going on. Women not only couldn't write it, they weren't even allowed to read it, let alone write it. They weren't the ones interpreting it. And so really the story that we have learned throughout history is actually his story. So to find her story, to reintegrate that and balance, half of humanity's story has been left out of the story. To rebalance that, we really have had to go back to prehistory and look at what was there prior to writing. And what was prior to writing was cave art, figurines, vases, where all of those artwork and other symbolic means were used to describe the world at that time. And the world at that time, prehistory, with all the evidence, and there's a plethora of it when you're looking for it, shows a lot more balance, a lot more peace, a lot more harmony, a lot more integration of the woman's energy and wisdom and intuition and all the things that women generally find easier than men. Not that men don't have those same things. It all came together to me, and my business I created with the help of my adult daughters is called Fit for a Goddess. And it really is based on the drawing from this ancient prehistory type of movement, which is thought to be the most ancient form of prayer. Ancient sensual movement to frame drums or basic drum beats, like I was sharing with you, is really where spirituality began. And it was mostly women that came together, and in my groups we call it sacred circles. They have for thousands of years called it that, where women gather and they move their bodies in these really circular, opening kinds of ways, and really connecting with the earth and each other and their bodies. And they really believed that this is what brought in fertility not only to their bodies, to the land. And it was very earth-based and very universally connected. And so I really brought this into the work that I do now. But when we're looking at really loving our bodies and taking care of our bodies, and if we're eating well and sleeping well and not toxifying our bodies, what if our conditioning is such that we just deny our sexuality, we block it off, we stifle it, it's just all bottled up and it's dark and it's not okay? How does that affect our flow and our chi and our energy and our ability to connect all of who we are if that part of us is denied? What I like to emphasize in my classes and outside my classes, it's about balancing those energies, not just in women, but in men, so that all of us are more aware that we have feminine energy, we have masculine energy. That's true for both men and women. Now, our energy has been so stifled and so left out and so ignored and so pressed down and twisted and all the things that have happened, that part of what I feel my journey is to maybe overemphasize it in a way to attempt to bring that balance back, because it really is all about balance.